Yo, what's going on, guys? If you're like me, you just saw the Phoenix Suns beat the Golden State Warriors to move on to the playoffs and face the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts before we start today's video. What do you guys think of this matchup, the Thunder versus the Suns? Who's going to win and why, and in how many games? We're going to break it all down, talk about both teams, how each one can win, and yeah, I think it's going to definitely be interesting. I did want the Thunder to face the Suns because I thought the Suns have a more available roster, and unlike the Warriors, who basically half their roster is either hurt or old, it's just was going to be not as fun. And I think if the Warriors were really truly trying to extend Curry's career, then they wouldn't want to give up the possibility of having a lottery pick, not to draft somebody, but to have a trade chip. I mean, they could use it to draft somebody if they find somebody that they like, but I'd assume that they'd be going for someone that they could consider a trade chip that they could get at a bargain, or get them instead of not being able to get them because they don't have enough assets. And I think having a pick like a lottery pick could go a long way. So either way, that's not what you guys care about. So let's get right into it and talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder and who's going to win. If you want to hear just the predictions, just skip to the end of the video. And that's where I'll give you guys my thoughts on who I think will be the winner. Now, I think this is going to be fun because Jordan Ott is going to try things, and the Suns have just been fighting to get healthy, especially with Jalen Green. The Thunder are the title contenders. They're defending their title, and the full body of work supports that. 64-18, league best net rating, ranked first in defensive rating. The Phoenix Suns finished 45-37. They were plus 1.5 net rating. They had a 115 offensive rating and the 10th best defense. The gap, though, is that the Thunder are so good that they overwhelm most teams that they face. And that's really what separates contenders from teams that aren't contenders. Phoenix did just beat OKC April 12th, and the Suns also won 108-105 in January 4th. But the Thunder did beat them in November, December, and February 3 times and outscored them by a total of 48 points. The Suns showed they can punch back, but the Thunder are the ones who are in control. They have more force. The case for OKC starts with its star and Shai. Shai is going to be the one who's running the show. He is their best player, and he's the MVP. 31 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Absolute dog. Phoenix has a good perimeter defense, but few teams can stay in front of Shai. Like, it's basically impossible. When he gets downhill, draws fouls, controls pace. He made 8 free throws a game this year, and they also don't want you to realize that Chet Holmgren has become the second star, with J-Dub this year's taking a little longer than anticipated to recover from the wrist injury during the championship run of last year. Chet Holmgren, not only was he playing like a defensive player of the year candidate, he was a guy who this year averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. His ability to pass, dribble, shoot, finish, space the floor, guard 2 through 4 is huge. It's one of those things that some might say it's like something that could really sometimes change the games, especially when Shai was out or Jada was out or they just weren't healthy. And as a result, I think Chet was able to take the lead. Plus, he was finally like fully healthy for the entirety of the season, which felt like he could not do. But now that he finally was able to do so, I think that's a huge weight off his shoulders. The Thunder also still come in waves. J-Dub had 17.6 assists, 5 rebounds in the 33 games. AJ Mitchell made the jump. He needs to stay healthy. He averaged 14 points, 4 assists. Isaiah Joe is another guy who took a jump, 11 points, and playing great defense. And he also shoots 6 threes a game at 42.3%. That's insane. All right, insane volume. And for both squads, I think you're able to see that not Philadelphia, my apology, but the Phoenix Suns are going to have to be a squad that is going to have to play a shootout every night. And Aaron Wiggins gives you 9.5. Cason Wallace gives you 9 and 2 steals. While you also still have Caruso, who gives you the quintessential definition of a 1-5 defender, ball pressure, connected passing. And OKC just doesn't rely on one player. Like, they have so many people that they can just keep sending to you in waves. And I think that's probably like one of the more exciting things when you watch them, like who's going to have a good game tonight. And they force 17 opponent turnovers per game, ranked second in steals. Having Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, Mr. J-Dub, Caruso, Shai, give Mark Dagnall, Mr. Marky Mark, so many different options on the perimeter. And I think that's one of the advantages that they have, because they have so many guys who can just go up there and really make you have a bad day. And that's why I feel like, Phoenix is going to probably have a rough time. Look, I'm going to be honest. Even though Phoenix has Dylan Brooks, 20 points a game, Jalen Green, 18, Grayson Allen, 17, 4 assists from him too, Colin Gillespie, 13 points. There's enough shot making maybe to steal a game. I don't know if they can actually upset them, barring an injury. So that's where I sit here. I'm like, okay, if that's the case, who do you think's gonna win and why? Like, it's not a straightforward. Not a straightforward answer. It is a straightforward answer, because you have yourself a very, very dominant team. And Allen, Gillespie, O'Neal, Booker, Brooks, like they could all, have fun and make it a good game. But I just don't think there's an X factor. Like, I think right here, OKC is a championship team. They play at a championship level. They rank first in net rating, defensive rating, second in opponents' points per game. Like, they can score in bursts. Phoenix has been a fun story, and I think they'll give them a run for their money every game, but I don't think they'll be able to actually win a game. That's my whole thing. Like, I don't think they'll have enough firepower. So I think it's going to be a sweep. I think this is like one of the guaranteed sweeps. So if you made it to the end of the video, let me know your guys' thoughts.